Hello, Buhay! Welcome to the Localization of Self-Learning Modules in Community Engagement, Solidarity, and Citizenship. Before we proceed with our presentation, let me just share you some information regarding the subject. Did you know that Community Engagement, Solidarity, and Citizenship is a huge specialized subject for grade 12? This subject somehow pertains to the community action initiatives such as community engagement, solidarity, and citizenship. This engagement somehow pertains on how a subject will integrate the core values of human empowerment, gender equality, and participatory development. The reason why our school localized and self-learning modules is because for them to easily answer, to easily understand, to easily visualize, to easily imagine the real context of what we are experiencing in our province, especially in Oriental Mindoro. Stay tuned because I'll be discussing on how we localize, we indigenize, we contextualize the context of the self-learning module.
Once again, I am here presenting how we localize the self-learning module in community engagement, solidarity, and citizenship. I am again Bernard Boy A. Sibilio from Puerto Galera National High School. In this subject, community engagement, solidarity, and citizenship, we mainly focus on this most essential learning competency recognize the importance of solidarity in promoting national and community development. This is a specialized subject from humanities and social sciences. But what is the subject focus? Community engagement, solidarity, and citizenship focuses on the application and methods of the social sciences to understand, investigate, and examine the challenges of contemporary community life. It mainly focuses on community action initiatives such as community engagement, solidarity, and citizenship, as guided by the core values of human rights, social justice, empowerment and advocacy, gender equality, and participatory development. It aims at enhancing students' sense of shared identity and willingness to contribute to the pursuit of common good to the community. It enables students to integrate applied social sciences into community action initiatives. And where did the module came from? This supplementary learning material or self-learning module was designed and was crafted by the writers of Oriental Mindoro. This module specifically, quarter four of module 8 entitled Importance of Solidarity in Promoting National and Global Community Development, was written by a senior high school teacher, Ms. Menchi M. Karandan Racho. And for the specific parts of the self-learning module, we have the begin, your targets, try this, recall, do this, explore, keep this in mind, apply what you have learned, learn more, assess what you have learned, and also the answer key. And let us have these 10 notable changes upon the localization of the self-learning module. First, we have the modified specific objectives, alter directions, instructions of some activities, arrange the order of options, modified activity for inclusivity, retain the activity but simplify the processing questions, included local, specific, and timely example stated on the part of the keep this in mind. Included local timeline specific example. This also catered localization, contextualization, and indigenization. We also modified the activity to cater all learners. We also considered multiple intelligences of them. We altered song and situated questions for students to easily understand and relate it to its context. And the last is modified activity by including local community development. Let's start off with the first changes. First, we modify the specific objectives stated on the module as what you have seen. At the end of the module, students should be able to be referred to these objectives. identify what is solidarity, understand and recognize the importance of solidarity in promoting and national and community development, and the last, we appreciate the importance of solidarity in promoting community development through a poem. As what we are going to compare, there are three specific objectives or targets stated on the module, and we simplified it on three. We congested the number three and four objectives for us to come up with the concise and the clear objectives on how students will are expected to at the end of the module. And the next changes is modified specific objectives as what is stated. Also, this also anchored on on the on the directions of the activities, and based on the objectives we came up to this: read and analyze the statement carefully and write the letter of your answer on the answer sheet provided in this module. As anchor to this, we also arranged the order of options. If you are seeing this module, for example, which of the following shows an act of solidarity? We arrange the options alphabetically regardless of the length of the statement, because as what we all know, it is somehow connected to the rules and guidelines of how are we going to construct the options, especially for the pretest. And we also have the modified activity for inclusivity. As what is stated on the module on the recall part, imagine that you are going to post your status on the day on your Facebook account. The idea of your status should be about the things that you have learned on your previous topic in community engagement. It's all about interrelationship of self and community in undertaking community action. You know that Facebook is a big community with many members, and it will be a good platform to share your knowledge. Write your answer on the space provided. Good luck. We opt we opted to do this. We gave options for learners who will not be able to post a status on Facebook, and we came up to this. For example, write your answer in the space provided and good luck. We designed also to put hashtags for those students who will post their activity online for us to easily monitor, for the teacher to easily monitor their output. Like for example, hashtag community action, hashtag community engagement, solidarity, and citizenship. And this is the other option. For those who can post status on their Facebook, you may write your answer on the space provided in the answer sheet. As a teacher, we need to consider also the available resources of our student. We doesn't mean it means that we will not confine on the one-sided, on the one perspective of all our students. Siyempre po, we need to consider also those students na wala naman po talagang gadget. That's why we gave option to them for inclusivity. And next po is retain the activity but simplify the processing questions. As what you are seeing on the screen, we have here the Rio Christ, the Redeemer statue, is lit up with the flags of countries currently afflicted by the new coronavirus in Brazil that was March 18, 2020. As Sir, bakit po hindi natin nilocalize ang picture? This is somehow put into debate, not really a debate, but we need also to consider the competency as stated. It says that promoting national and global community development. This will somehow pertains or refer to how we as nation or for example international scene, we also need to consider this. That's why we chose this picture, or the writer chose this picture for catering the objective. But like this, I also added comprehension question. What can you say about the picture para hindi po directly no why do you think Brazil? And then I also included to limit your answer in 3 to 5 sentences for the teacher to easily check the answer of students. And but nonetheless, I provided specific local examples on the succeeding activities. And next, we have included local, specific, and timely example as part of the keep this in mind. This is what is stated on the discussion of the context of the module. As stated on the module, the writer provided a national example, international example. However, I also included a local example. This was after the onslaught of Typhoon Pabian last July 2021, one of the strongest tropical cyclones recorded in the history of Oriental Mindoro, particularly in the town of Nauhan, where this led to the declaration under state calamity to a resolution passed by the MDRRMC of Nauhan Municipality Disaster Risk and Reduction. Ayan po, nagsama po ako ng example. And for them to easily understand, to easily contextualize what is really happening in our province. Next po, number 7, included local, specific, and timely example that will cater localization, contextualization, and indigenization. This is the example. Right now, the coronavirus makes everybody feel scared and uncertain. But in spite of these findings, many youth Filipinos of different socioeconomic backgrounds and ethnicity responded to the challenge to contribute in addressing global pandemic. One youth sector based in Mansalay, Oriental Mindoro rose up to meet the challenge. This example was included on Keep This in Mind kung saan po natin diniscuss yung context ng ating module. The Keep Hope Alive or KHA organized a fundraising and relief operation called Awati Mindoro Farmers to Families Initiatives. Awati is a Mangyan term for tulong or help. The project is undertaken in collaboration with 30 schools and youth organizations in the province of Oriental Mindoro. As what we can see, the word or the term Awati is somehow we already indigenize the context of the module because this term came from also from the Mangyans, and we all know that the indigenous people here in Oriental Mindoro are somehow valuable, especially to their culture, and this will fall on the indigenization. On the term of contextualization, we contextualize the real scenario that is happening in Oriental Mindoro through the solidarity of this organization. And ayan po, if you are seeing the Keep Hope Alive. Ayan po. And number 8, we modified the activity to cater all our learners. We also considered multiple intelligences of them. Like for example, create a poster showing solidarity on the sketchpad provided. And also don't forget to include the scoring rubric for us to easily assess or evaluate the output of our students. But nonetheless, we also need to consider the multiple intelligences of them as what you can observe po dun sa una nating activity. We ask our students to write. Siyempre po, kailangan din po natin silang pag-sketch because perhaps our students are more inclined in sketching, in drawing, in arts. At yung iba naman po inclined in music, inclined in writing, reading. Siyempre po, we need also to consider our students. I-cater natin lahat yung kanilang kakayahan po. And number 9, altered song and situated the questions for the students to easily relate and understand its context. Doon po sa module, I think the writer chose a song, but I think this song will help students more to easily understand. I chose po Heal the World by Michael Jackson. As we all know, we are currently experiencing the effect of COVID-19 and how different countries around the world are helping each other. After learning about our lesson, I want you to interpret the lyrics of the song Michael Jackson Heal the World by answering the questions that follows. If you have available cell phones at home, you can also listen to this audio. Ayan po. We also cater those students na may mga gadgets sa kanilang bahay. Sometimes it is necessary for us to also give them options. Siyempre po, ilagay natin baka may mga cellphone sila. At doon naman po sa mga walang cellphone, that's why we provided a copy of the lyrics. Ayun po. Next po, for the last, we modified the activity by including local community development. Ito po yung directions. Based on the competency po na sinet natin kanina, ang nakalagay po doon ay promoting national and global community development, but I opted to do this. Create a short poem consisting of 3 stanzas with 4 lines each. Short topics about the importance of solidarity in promoting national, global, and local community development. I included local community development for the students to easily relate their poem, especially as we all know in writing poetry, we can include characters. For example, we can include imagery for them to easily visualize what is really happening, or especially they are here or we are currently experiencing COVID-19 pandemic. I think it is imperative for the students to share what they really experience in terms of solidarity. For example, in their community, for example, they volunteered in packing of relief goods, in packing of learning materials for the distribution to the students and for the distribution to the families. At least po, madali silang makakasulat ng kanilang tula or ng poetry kasi naranasan nila mismo sa kanilang local community. However, we need also to consider the most essential learning competency stated in here. At transparent naman po yun doon sa mga naunang activity. And I think po that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening. Once again, this is Bernard Boy A. Spilio from Puerto Galera National.